Let's share the screen again. In this software, or in this Creately, it is easy to create flow charts because you have standard symbols there. Otherwise, if you're using, sometimes you can use MS Word if you're doing using computer. I advise you to do it using computer, because even though you do this in examination, in paperwork, that can be done. But to improve your creativity or improve your practical ability, even theoretical parts, you can do it using computer. This is not just for a single subject. You can do this for many subjects. For an example, logic gates. Logic gates, I'll introduce logic.ly. Just go to logic.ly. This is for logic gates. And there you have something called free trial. In free trial, there's something called try online here. Try online. This is for grade 10. Anyway, so just to show you that what can be done. So then you can use here, if you have switches, toggle switch, and I'm going to use toggle switch again. And if you have AND gate and a bulb, just to demonstrate this, let me connect the bulb and AND gate. So you know the behavior of AND gate. AND gate will output 1 if and only if all inputs are 1. If all are 1, then bulb will turn on. If A is 1, no. If B is 1, only B, then bulb will not turn off. A, B both, then it will output 1. If there are 3 inputs, let's increase this to 3 inputs. If there are 3 inputs, you need all 3 to be, all 3 A, B, C to be 1 to make this bulb on, or make 1 as the output. So this is interactive. Logic gates is, maybe logic gate you feel like a boring lesson, but what you can do is just practice it using logic.ly. Okay, assume that you want to learn some other subject like chemistry or some other subject. So you can just, one example is P table. One example is P table. P table is actually periodic table. That periodic table is interactive. You can see the periodic table here, but this is interactive. It shows the different status here: solid, Hg, liquid, gas, and unknown status. So let's increase the temperature. Here you have interactive one. Let's increase the temperature. You can see some are liquid in now. A liquid වෙන මේක අපි කියන මොකක්ද ද්‍රවාංකය කියලා කියනවා. එතකොට some ටිකක් ගියාම some will become gases. When I increase the temperature, now you can see temperature is 5,000 degrees. You can see most of the elements have now become gases. Here, become gases. And you have different alkali materials, alkaline earth metals. Likewise, you have different groups. Right? So likewise, this is kind of interactive one, just to learn about elements. Right? Electrons and all. If you want to know about compounds, there's another one. Then isotopes, electrons, right? Like block D and all. If you want to learn, just use these things. So if you're using IT, it's like everything, right? So for an example, I'll give another good example. If you want to learn chemistry, there's a one called crocodile chemistry. But it's really difficult to find a good version. Crocodile chemistry. And you have, for physics, you have crocodile physics. For maths, you have crocodile maths. For biology, you have anatomica. So likewise, there are enough tools you can apply for different subjects. But unfortunately, those students, they don't like to learn IT. That's why they are selecting biology, maybe mathematics or some other subject. So they don't feel the importance of IT. But if you are learning IT, it's like everything. Because IT will enable you access to many resources. Okay, let me explain this without taking much time. This was the one that I have explained for this, what you call, in single medium class. But without redrawing that, let me explain the first one. First diagram shows how to add two numbers. So how you, let me show the construction steps from the beginning. You have to take the start symbol. Then you have to input two numbers. So you can say in two steps, input number one step, and the second step you can give another one and tell. That is also okay, right? This is also okay. Input number one, and then again you can say input number two. So if you have three numbers, you can say input number 3. Step 3කට කියන්නත් පුළුවන් එකම step එකේ තුනම දුන්නත් කමක් නැහැ. ඒක ප්‍රශ්නයක් නැහැ. මොන කොහොමද symbol එක එකක් වෙන්න ඕන. So you have to use the correct symbol. Input number 3. Now you have start. Okay. Start. Let me drag this. Then you have this one, input number 1, input number 2, and input number 3. Then you want to find the total. There is a process. Process is this one. You have to drag this one, and the first process is find the total. Total is number 1 plus number 2 plus number 3. Please note that you have to use the same symbols used previously, same letters. Huh? So for total, I have used capital T, simple OT. Number 1, I have used capital N, simple O1. So if you have used something different, if you are using simple, metanwala simple dhammana, if you use simple number 1, you have to use same number 1 here, same simple number 1 here. Then only that is correct. Huh? Otherwise, it's wrong. So whatever you are introducing, the variables, names that you are introducing, you have to use same in the next level. Then you have total, and you need another process. I'll copy and paste this. That is average. You can say average AVG equal total divided by 3. That is the easiest way. And then you have to display total and average and stop. That also you can do in separate two outputs, or you can just put it to one output and tell display total, comma AVG. You can write it in one, or you can write as two different outputs. Anything. Display total and average, and then you have the stop symbol. Stop or end. You can tell anything, stop or end. So this is how you draw. Then you need flow. Flow is created using this one line, or you can just go to this one and click. Then it will indicate the line here. Then you can draw the line from this one to this one. Click this line, draw it from this one to this one. Click this line, draw from this one to this one. Click it. Sorry, mistake. Click it, line from this one to this one. Then click it, take a line, join this one to this one. Click it, draw a line from this one to this one. If you click it again, after that click it again, we'll make it arrow. Click, line, this one to this one. Click it again, it will make an arrow. So here also you can, otherwise you have to click on this arrow sign and create this arrow sign. Click, arrow sign. If it is other way, flip it. Click, arrow sign, symbol. Should be other way. Okay. Likewise, you can draw. This is called your flow chart. Understood? It's easy to do this. Only thing is you have to write the flow of logic. This flow of logic can be 3 ways. You can write flow of logic in 3 ways. There are 3 primitive ways to write flow of logic. One is sequence, where you follow instruction one after another. That is called sequence. This is example for sequence. Then you have something called selection. That means based on a condition, you can select this path or this path. That is similar to a road. When you just go here, you can see this one. When you have problems, the solutions can be made in 3 ways. Let me show you this here. Those are called control structures. You can follow instructions one after another. Then you call sequence. But if you have a road like this, you have to select either left or right. You can select either way. One flow. May flow එක හෝ may flow එක. ඒ වගේ එකක් තමයි මේ තියෙන්නේ. මේ number 1 වැඩි නම් may flow එක. මේ arrows බලන්න. If number 1 is greater than, follow this flow and display number 1. This is to print the largest number. If number 1 is not greater than, that means number 2 is greater than, obviously. So in that case, it will follow this path, the second path. Number 2 is greater than, it will follow the second path. Likewise, you have left side, right side, you have to select based on the condition. So when you are doing, when you came from grade 1 to grade 11, you came in sequence, one after another, grade 1, 2, 3, 4, likewise. But when you start at grade 11, or when you start at grade 11, you have optional subjects. Then you have to select. Or in grade 12, you have to select whether to do mathematics, science, biology, commerce, or technology. Likewise, you have to select. You can select only one path. Repetition. In Sri Lanka, most of the A-level students are in this track. But I don't recommend you in this style. So just for the explanation purpose, I'm taking first try karano, results madi. Second try karano, results madi. Third try karano. Since there are only 3 chances, they will stop from that. Otherwise, they will endlessly try to get selected to the university using this repetition. But fortunately, you have 3 chances. After that, you have to find out another way. But I don't recommend that. First, select the correct subject path. If you select the correct subject path which is suitable for you, then you can pass in one time. If you feel that this is not for you, because some are good in exams, some are not good in exams. You know, even Thomas Alva Edison, he was never given a formal education. He got only 3 months education. He was sent away from the school. Right? You just read out his story, life story, how Thomas Alva Edison started education. He was given homeschool. His teacher was his mother. Right? Because some formal education is a framework. It's just for some people. Some people can follow that. Some people will not deserve that. So you can't put everyone into the same recipe and take the output. No, that is not possible. That's what that we are lacking of. We are lacking of identifying their skills in the early stages. So that's the failure of Sri Lanka. That's why we are still a developing country. We were not able to identify. Even I did biology for my A-levels, but later I found that when I was in the university, I did biology in my university. When I was there in my university only, I understood that I'm good in mathematics, and also I'm good in computing, and that was my changing point. But I was learning for that more than 21 years. I was in a wrong track. Then only I have changed my path. So it's like that. Accidentally, if you get not selected from A level, that is good because you can select your correct path. But accidentally, or if you have selected to a wrong path, accidentally ඔගොල්ලෝ වැරදි path එකකට තේරුනොත් එහෙම ඊට වැඩිය දෙයක් වෙනවා. Then you go to university from wrong side. ඔගොල්ලෝ කැමති නැති එකකින් university ගිහිල්ලා කැමති නැති degree එකක් අරගෙන ඊට පස්සේ ආයෙ apply කරනවා කොහෙට හරි මොනවා හරි job එකකට. ඒ job එකත් ඔයා කැමැත්තෙන් නෙමෙයි කරන්නේ අන්තිමට. So because you are not in the deserved track. Try to find your deserved track. I think most of you love IT. That's why you have selected IT. I believe you are going to win your future in IT. So then that's really good. Otherwise, if you have selected the wrong subject, try to change it in the early stages without wasting your time. Okay. So I'll stop from today. For today, I'll stop from here because I have to start another class. And that is today's last class, which is Sinhala Medium 1. and therefore I'll stop from here. So for grade 11, I'll increase the number of hours in future. I'll let you know how we are going to change the schedules. Initial stage will follow the same path. Just 1 hour is enough in the initial stage. Later we will change the number of hours. And anyway, you have to do a lot of works in future when we are doing practicals. Okay, then good night.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, let's
Thank you, sir. Good night, sir.
Okay, good night.
Good night, sir.
Okay, good night.